Okay, now see the greater omentum of stomach. Okay, omentum means apron. Okay, so the greater omentum, it is a thick fold of peritoneum which descends or hangs down from the greater curvature of stomach. Okay, and the adjacent part of duodenum, okay, like an apron, and covers the intestinal loop to a variable extent. So this is the greater omentum. Okay, this is like an apron. It is a thick fold of peritoneum which hangs down from the greater curvature of stomach and the adjacent part of duodenum, and like an apron, and covers the intestinal loops to a variable extent. Okay, this greater omentum, it is made up of 4 layers of peritoneum which are fused together to form a fenestrated membrane. Greater omentum is also called as the policeman of the duodenum, as it contains the milky spots containing macrophages, and also it contains adipose tissue. Okay, now see the attachments. Basically, I have told that greater curvature, greater omentum, it consists of 4 layers of peritoneum. First, initially there are 2 layers coming from the anterior and posterior layers of the stomach. Okay, and then they descend downwards, and from there they fold themselves, okay, to form the posterior 2 layers, such that the second layer of greater omentum becomes the 3rd layer also, and the first layer becomes the 4th layer. And then the posterior 2 layers, they go upward till the transverse colon and transverse mesocolon. Okay, and where the 4th layer of this greater omentum, it blends with the transverse colon and transverse mesocolon. Okay, and the space between, and the part between 2nd and 3rd layers, they becomes obliterated except for 1 inch below the greater curvature of stomach. Now the contents of the greater omentum, it consists of adipose tissue. Okay, consists of adipose tissue, that is fat, milky spots, that is the dense aggregates of macrophages, and right and left gastroepiploic vessels in the greater curvature of stomach between the anterior and posterior layers. Okay, now the functions of greater omentum. It is a storehouse of adipose tissue, first thing. Second, it acts as a policeman of abdomen because it consists of dense aggregates of macrophages. Thirdly, it limits the spread of infection. Policeman because it limits the spread of infection, and also it protects the peritoneal cavity from infection because of presence of macrophages. Okay, and it is sometimes used for grafting also by surgeons. Okay, and it forms a partition between the supracolic and infracolic compartments of the greater sac. Okay, and lastly, it protects the abdominal. Nothing, there are just 4 functions. So this was all about the greater omentum, okay, called as the policeman of abdomen.